In this episode, dry ice and gender reveal parties, those two things don't belong together.
And on the flip side, that's a raven. It's the future I can see. But would you really want to? And also, is a meatball parm Uncrustable the next greatest invention? Mike, hit the music.
And welcome back to your family's favorite podcast, the Funny Business Podcast, especially your mother. My name is Mike Gambita. Alongside with me is my best friend, my roommate for life, Mr. Matt Summers. Matt, how are you on this fine day?
Well, that is true for my mother because this is the only podcast that she knows. So, shout out, Mom. I'm doing great. Just gotta keep your head up. Oh, never let your head down. Hey. It's really what we got to do at this point. Just do what you can do. I don't know. How are you?
And you know, when it comes to the snow, when it comes to people, when it comes to health, when it comes to money, when we go low, we go high.
Yeah.
You can't go any lower for me.
No, it's pretty hard. Pretty hard.
I sounded like George Bush at the time. Well, you can't get fooled again.
Now watch this drive.
Now watch this drive. Oh man, favorite. I think I will repost that anytime I see that on TikTok. So
it's a classic.
Yeah, we usually say it on later in the show about following us on social media, but for some reason, and I don't know if I've dove too much into this, we can now stream on TikTok.
Uh-huh.
So if you are a TikToker, make sure you follow us on TikTok at Funny Business Pod. There you can find all our live streams as similar as you see on Twitch, twitch.tv/Funny Business Pod.
Yeah, and if you can, send a rose. Is that what they do? Send roses?
Thank you for the rose.
Ice cream's so good.
Ice cream's so good.
That was one of the weirdest trends ever that people don't really talk about anymore.
NPCs, man.
Yeah, it's just strange.
We may be not talking about NPCs anymore, but you know what we still talk about?
What we still talk about?
Yeah.
AI.
No.
Oh. Go ahead.
Fucking gender reveals, man.
Yeah. It's 2025. Still doing it.
Just announce. Just don't. Okay. Well, Matt, I shared with you last night as a text, as a you up, another gender reveal gone wrong. So
who would have seen this one coming?
Oh man, just cut the cake or just pop a balloon. So Matt, I'm just gonna let's run your imagination wild for a hot second. So obviously a gender reveal party. What do you think happens?
Well, I've never been to one.
Okay.
And I would imagine that there's some sort of gathering, and then at some point you all gather around the happy couple.
Yep.
And you do some stupid activity, and a color pops out.
What's the stupid activity? That's where I was more getting at.
All right. So usually, like you said, popping a balloon, cutting into cake. There's one where you have a ball that you throw, and someone hits it with a baseball bat, it explodes color. Maybe you have the firstborn walk out in a colored t-shirt, something like that.
You ever think dry ice is part of a gender reveal?
I would sure hope not.
This time it was, Matt.
Oh boy.
So Amy and Brad Hammer from the United Kingdom thought a dry ice smoke bomb would deliver a magical pink poof to celebrate their baby girl. Where do you think they did this?
I'm going to guess their living room.
Yeah. Inside their house.
Oh, good. That's smart.
Matt, I was trying to watch the video, but a bunch of ads kept popping up. Inside of a room that had the walls painted the color white.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those won't get messy.
So what happened was it turned into a foggy disaster. If those people know how a dry ice smoke bomb works, obviously it's reactionary and it starts to smoke up. They had people gathered around for the celebration to occur. Basically, the coughing, chaos, people were left with minor burns. There were literal explosions, and it was not cool.
Do people not know what dry ice is? Like they specifically tell you don't touch it. So why would you just? Ah, gosh.
Matt,
Idiots.
Matt, you probably didn't hear on the microphone, but Matt took a big sigh.
That's. I mean, it's first grade SpongeBob.
Yeah, it's first grade. So Matt, I know we've exchanged gender reveals on social media, but there was a couple other gender reveals that have, quote, gone wrong that were a part of this article. So I thought I'd share that as well. The first one, a Brazilian dad narrowly avoided becoming the fireball during a blue explosion. So the man basically almost caught on fire.
That's good. Yeah, I'm about to have a kid. I almost lit myself on fire. That seems safe.
The second one, a Lila, a gender reveal guest, took a blue paintball to the face.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
That's gotta hurt.
A New Hampshire dad blew up 80 pounds of tannerite, which obviously shook the homes in the surrounding area.
Why the hell do people feel the need to blow shit up when you're announcing you're having a kid? I mean, where's the common sense?
And then lastly, the Lithuanian influencer's airplane smoke trail stunt, basically, leaving a backlash for its massive carbon footprint.
Oh, good. Nice. That's awesome. Yep. Let's kill the earth because we're having a kid.
Look, not in the position, we're not having kids anytime soon. But just from a place of going out with a boom, literally, boom. Yeah, 5 big booms. I just am trying to understand, I'm just echoing Matt's words, like the tannerite, a paintball to the face, a dry ice smoke bomb. Why go above and beyond?
Yeah, everybody knows you have. It's just it makes no sense. Like everybody knows, just gather around, make it simple. Like just keep it simple. Just kiss. Keep it simple. Stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, dry ice specifically. No, I will. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was like, cut the cake.
Yep.
Pop the balloon.
Mm-hmm.
There was this really nice one where one of our friends from church was having a baby, and they all gave us cake pops and said,
that's cool.
Yeah, it was like we all got to Jen and I both had a cake pop, and we both revealed what the gender of the baby was. So
that's fun.
Trying to think what else. Don't
do a confetti popper.
Yeah. Don't involve explode. Even that.
Well, even that. Yeah.
Messy.
Yeah, that's true. One time, someone did that in New Year's. I almost poked my eye out.
Wait. Back that up. What?
Yeah. So it was New Year's. April was living in Florida, so I was down there for that. And she went to set off a confetti popper, and one of the confetti things hit me here. What? Just narrowly missed my eye. Yeah. It actually it burned a little bit. Yeah, there should be a rule that but the 9-month period, you shouldn't be allowed to do something that would harm your newborn, i.e. like a dry ice bomb. That doesn't seem like that's ready to have a kid.
Not that I would ever put this on a couple who's expecting a kid, but could you imagine the kid's born and then finally learns dad's not around? It's when your dad tried revealing the gender of your baby, he died.
Yeah. It's nonsense. That's what it is. It's nonsense. However, I will say, have you ever had the opportunity to play with dry ice?
I feel like at one point, yes.
It's very fun. It is cool. Just with the smoke stuff you can do. However, I've no interest in using it in a baby gender reveal.
No. My thought, I was actually listening to a podcast about how, I don't want to say community, but social media kind of steals community, is a very facade of community.
Mm-hmm.
So this was posted on TikTok. This had about 5.2 million views on the post that was published for the dry ice explosion.
Mm-hmm.
You wonder, people are trying to do these to feel like they belong or belong to a social status, and which even is kind of more odd because you're celebrating the birth of a child, but you want social media likes and views and all that. And that's saying somebody is a recovering social media manager. But personally, I would be more focused on making sure the baby's safely delivered and is healthy, not, hey guys, we're going to blow up shit to celebrate the birth of our child and the gender of our child. Children.
Yeah, it is strange how social media like these trends get started. It's just one person does something, everybody kind of catches on. However, I always wonder when people say like, well, everybody on social media does like this, or like everyone's doing this. Like, it's a very small percentage of people in the reality that are doing it. Like, there's millions of people in the world, there's millions of people on social media, and everybody talks about like the different like talks they're on, like genre of TikTok they're in.
Yep.
That like I don't even know 80% of them that exist. So yeah, you could see like, oh, like everybody's got watching this video when maybe one or two went really viral, but in reality, like nobody else is doing it. And then it just causes this whole uproar of like, I gotta be better and better so I get more views and likes. Like, it's a very weird dynamic.
They mentioned the ice bucket challenge, the ALS ice bucket challenge. There was about 115 million people that did it. But guess how many? And like, for those who don't, like, ice bucket challenge, like, was it meant to raise awareness, but also donate money to help research ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease, as it's sometimes called. The ice bucket challenge. What was that? 2014, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was right around when we started college.
Yeah, we started college. Ended up being that people were dumping buckets of ice on their head, and ice water, I should say. And the point of it was to donate. So like, there was this big awareness, but there was only a small amount of people that actually donated to the cause. So it was either, do you become part of this thing, or do you actually drive for the cause of what you're doing? And that's by supporting research for ALS.
Yeah, and so many people before would be like, I nominate blank, blank, and blank to do this next. It's like, well, yeah, they can do it, but do they have like the funds to actually like donate, which is the whole reason this thing's happening? And
right,
and they clearly didn't.
We just need to pump the brakes a little bit. Like, I love the celebration, I love presentation, but everybody's kind of going a little too far with their gender reveals, and I, for one, am just not about it.
Yeah, I'm sick of it. And you can get creative in a simple way.
Yeah,
like you could do something no one's done before and have it be simple and safe. You know what's fun? Speaking back to dry ice, when you go to the Penn State main campus for their creamery,
yeah,
you can bring back like their gallons of ice cream because it's like very good ice cream, and they will ask you how far you're driving or flying, and based on the distance, they give you a certain amount of dry ice to keep it cold.
Amen.
It's badass.
It's the way to do it.
Yeah, it's so badass.
That's smart people, I tell you.
All right, we are going to slide on in to the second half of the show, a return of a segment long overdue. It is Matt's Drunk Thoughts. Yes, we are back and better than ever. I have 5 thoughts.
When did this happen?
That's just a collection of over time.
Oh, wait for the good ones.
Yeah. So we'll most of them, 4 of them are pretty stupid, and then one's actually like we'll do the more serious, not even serious, but more like actual thought one first.
Okay.
It's surrounding college athletes, NIL, they're getting paid. It's great. What I've seen recently, so like Ohio State just won the football championship.
Yes.
So now teams are reaching out to players on the team saying, if you enter the transfer portal, we'll pay you X amount.
Oh.
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, that's tampering, but there's no contract signed and there's no rules against it. So it's not. So now it's just unethical. So at what point are we going to see college athletes? Because they're not going to stop paying them. We've crossed that point.
Yeah.
At what point are they going to have to sign like contracts to play for the football team? And how does that work? Because that's got to be the next step. We can't have this. It's ruining college sports.
I hate to say, but like, yes, you are recruited to play a sport for college, but you go to college for an education.
Yeah, you know what I haven't heard in like 15, not in 15, like 10 years? I've never heard of anyone being academically ineligible anymore. You just don't hear that. And that was a big thing like 15, 20 years ago. Zero. Not a thing.
Like, your intention is to get a college degree and go out into the world, because there's a very low percentage of those people that would enter professionally. And I think Matt, the NCAA has to kind of put a kibosh on that. Like there's you cannot have, and that's even something like maybe in the transfer portal that these players sign. Like, do I, have I been offered money, or have I been have I been offered something from another team if I enter the transfer portal? And then at the bottom, it's like by checking this box, I agree that everything I've said truthfully and could remove eligibility, or as far as banish, or as far as banish me from applying for a college or university in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a mess right now. It's bad, and it's almost like it is like a mini contract that's like not an actual contract, because like the schools say like we'll pay you this much, but if you leave, you have to pay us back. Like that's a legal thing waiting to happen. The transfer portal is also messed up. And what a lot of people don't realize is, so it opens up in December before, like while the college football playoffs are going on, right? And guys from playoff teams are leaving because they want to get paid or go to a school that's going to play them. But the issue is that the portal's open because it has to be before the semester like deadline is, so they can get into classes. Like that's what, they're student athletes still. Like that's the whole problem, that everyone's just like, well, move it to after the season. You can't, because of the classes. Like that's it's messed up. I don't know how to fix it. But yeah, do you know how much Ohio State paid their football team this year?
Like an NIL deals?
Yeah. Like overall, how much their team cost?
$30 million.
Close, 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's insane.
Just to play.
Just to play.
Yep.
Just to play. All right, let's get stupid. We may have touched on this one before. Why is inflation a thing? Why can't we just keep all the prices the same forever? Like, I understand people want to make more money. However, without a promotion, like if we just keep all like everything the same, hold on, let me phrase that. When we get to a point where people are not struggling as much as they are now, when we figure all that stuff out, why don't we just stop inflation?
Trying to not be funny business science.
And I understand it's probably the rich want to get richer.
There is a couple of, production of product, like that is, okay. Supply and demand. Matt, you remember this because we took microeconomics together.
I did. Yeah, I got a 4 on AP micro.
No, Matt, we took it in college too.
Yeah, no, we took macro,
whatever.
Yeah,
macro, micro.
Yeah,
same thing. Matt and I actually did a presentation together. Anyway,
we
did. I believe it is cost to produce the item, and then it is supply and demand. But then there is something else that causes the prices to go up. And
greed.
But understanding, let's just say, like the biggest discussion as of the last 2 weeks is the cost of eggs. There's been a bird flu. There's been, like all this stuff like culminates together into the cost of an item. But that's how I see it. How do we find a way to manage inflation? Minimum wage hasn't changed in some states since God knows how long ago. And just people need to be agreed. That's it. Stop the greed.
Yeah, the minimum wage in our state is a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you seen, I have a question for you. Have you noticed the price of goldfish recently?
I haven't bought goldfish in a while.
It's gone down.
I bought pizza flavored Cheetos this week.
Oh, the cheese puff pizzas?
No, they're actual Cheetos, like branded Cheetos that have pizza flavoring.
Yeah, how are they?
Not good.
No. Damn. You know what snack we got at Costco? Got a giant bag veggie straws.
Oh.
Yeah, they slap, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, gotta get them. They're great. All right, speaking of food, I guess I have a few food ones. Uncrustables. Okay. How do you feel about Uncrustables?
I was not a huge fan of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches when I was a kid.
Okay. I wasn't either. Go ahead.
Uncrustables. I feel like I've never had an Uncrustable before.
Okay.
I think just from it's kind of weird how they like press the bread together.
Yeah, I don't fully understand how they do it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Here's my thought. Why don't they make Uncrustables for all kinds of foods?
For example,
Chicken and gravy.
like
Like meatball
You-
parm Uncrustable.
you take 2 pieces of chicken and crush it together, and then the
No,
gravy's on the inside.
no. Like filling. It's basically like why doesn't Uncrustable bake like spaghetti and meatballs?
So create spaghetti, but then isn't that technically a ravioli?
No, because it's bread. It's bread.
Oh, you want still pieces of bread?
Yeah.
I
Just
thought you
other
meant
meat
like
forms. No, or it's like a pastry or whatever. But
That's
no,
what I'm saying.
I mean specifically Uncrustables with bread. So it's like a meatball parm or a meatball sub.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like spaghetti and meatballs, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, that technically counts as a ravioli because it's 2 pasta things put together. Anyway,
No, I just mean for lunch, you just grab like a ham and cheese Uncrustable.
like a grilled cheese Uncrustable.
That's a good one. Yeah. Or like a BLT. Maybe not a BLT.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or how about like a chicken cheesesteak Uncrustable?
Yeah. There we go. I like that. Now we're kind of getting into Hot Pockets. But I mean, I want actual like bread, not like a crust.
Right.
Like a chicken salad.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I feel like that's a pretty easy transition. I feel like people would go for it.
Yeah. I love. How'd you feel about it? All right. Well, what about these other things?
To go along with that, you know those people that like on TikTok or Instagram where they're like snack release updates? Like they talk about the latest snack releases coming out with like either Pringles or like sodas, like new flavors coming out in like 2 months from now. Not too familiar.
We kind of do that, Matt.
What do you mean?
Like we literally taste live on the podcast.
No. I mean, like I see people that are like in
Like, give
April
an
this
update.
is coming out, or like Mountain Dew or Taco Bell is testing 9 different Mountain Dew flavors that could come out in the next year. Here's what they are.
So they're TikTokers that do this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
How do you become one of those people? How do you like? I don't understand how they get this information.
Oh, well, they go on the news and then they report on the news and then they take all the, I don't think they sourced it appropriately. Like let's see here, Doritos. Well, that may be under hot fire for red. What is it? Red 43?
Red 40 or no,
Red 40.
Red 3. Red 40 should be next.
Doritos upcoming flavors.
Yeah.
So Doritos, it says, okay, January 11th, Doritos has 4 new chip flavors heading to shelves. It is Flamin' Hot Queso, Smoky Chili Queso, Tangy Fiery Lime, and Hot Honey Mustard.
Okay, the queso one sounds good.
Alongside Chili Limon. And while Flamin' Hot Queso and Chili Limon are still rolled tortilla chips, the 3 other flavors will come in a new corn stick form.
But it baffles my mind that they're making like, I don't know if it's a full time, but it's at least like a side living. And then they actually get connections like from the food companies and they get like special releases or like early testing. It's like, how does that happen? How do you fall into that?
But like we see it sometimes that like on TV commercials, like I'm pretty sure like Super Bowl coming up, like we'll probably have like new flavor coming out soon. But I just Googled Doritos coming out with new stuff. People don't get their news by Googling, hey, what are the next like 4 upcoming flavors of Doritos? Like they just see it when their For You page when it comes through.
Interesting. I guess it seems cool. I saw one the other day. I was like, how does this become your life? That's kind of cool. 2 things. Speaking of the Super Bowl, I have an insider tip. Make sure you have your phones out during one of the commercials. I don't remember brand, or do I think I would leak it? But there's going to be a QR code, and it's for like a certain type of like water bottle drink, and they are giving away like 100,000 free ones through that QR code at the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Secondly, have voice crack. Sorry. Have you seen the new collab that Pringles is coming out with in May?
Didn't you send it to me?
Did I? Yeah, that's right. I did. Yes. For those that didn't see it, Pringles is collabing with Miller Lite to make beer can chicken Pringles. We have to try that on the podcast.
I listen, I'll tell you. I appreciated, what was the one that you had? Oh, the cheesesteak.
Yep.
Chill stick. The cheesesteak was okay for me, I'll have to admit. And then I had another one. I forget what ranch.
I like ranch.
Yeah, ranch was good.
I like ranch. Yeah.
But
best Pringles, sour cream and onion.
Oh, absolutely. Pizza too. But beer can chicken flavored Pringles. I wonder if they'll ever make like a beer flavored Pringle, which sounds gross, but like,
yeah, I wonder if this is gonna taste like beer or if it's gonna like. Remember, I reviewed that Nashville hot chicken Lay's chips.
Yeah,
like that actually tasted like chicken. That was kind of weird.
It
threw me for a loop.
If I find it, I'll pick it out.
Yeah, same. Yeah, we'd have to. Yeah. All right, last one. Are you familiar with the show That's So Raven?
Oh man, that is so Raven. I mean, I'm familiar with it. I haven't watched it.
Okay, but you know the preface of it.
Magical.
Okay, so she can get visions from the future.
Yeah,
she doesn't know like when it's gonna happen. Sees what's gonna happen.
Are they coming out with a sequel?
Probably.
Okay.
They come out with sequels of everything. Do you think that'd be cool to see or cool to be able to do? Like see into the future, but you don't know when it's going to happen?
So like from time to time, I may get something in the future, a vision of the future, but I don't know when it will happen.
And it's like a vision that lasts like 10 seconds of something that's going to happen.
I feel like I'd be so paranoid all my life if that would happen to me.
Yeah, especially if you see like people you know, because that's mostly what it was. Like she would see like herself doing something or like a friend getting into trouble or something. Yeah, I feel like I would feel an obligation to try to like intervene, which is
but then
the show.
So it's like, let's just say your vision is like seeing somebody that you know is like well healthy, like you're at their funeral, but like when you're in the present, like they're totally healthy. So then the question is like, at what point am I trying to prevent them from doing something or something happening?
Yeah. Now you could also see cool stuff. Like you could see yourself like getting a promotion or like first child being born.
They were going to say something like getting married. I'm like, no, I want to experience that like one time. Like,
yeah, but that would suck if like 3 months before or like the day before you see a vision of something that goes wrong at your wedding. Like that's going to freak you out.
Yeah. Well, and then, no.
Yeah. Don't want it. Don't want it.
I don't want it.
I don't need it. That's Matt's strong thoughts.
I definitely don't need it. Okay.
That's what we got.
What a return.
Yeah. What a return. Also returning in the next few weeks will be my March Madness minute. I'm preparing. I'm getting ready.
You can find all that good stuff, all those predictions upcoming and in the future. You don't have to predict it, but in a case like that, yeah, you'll have to predict the future. But find all that good stuff, beacons.ai/funnybusinesspod. Mr. Matthew.
Yish.
What is your advice for the good people, the coworkers of the funny business world?
My advice for today, check in on people and not even just like close friends or family, just maybe people you know through work or people you've met that work somewhere else at like an event and you kind of see them around, you're kind of pals. Just check in on them. A lot of things going on right now and just kind of see how they're doing and offer support in any way you can.
It's always good to say hello. How are you? How are things? It's even better is seeing them in person.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Yep. Well, that concludes today's episode. And until next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.